some fuck with my piece. Yeah, please some fuck with that.
What's going on, everybody? This is another episode of the Certified Vets. I'm one of your co-hosts. To my left, I have.
And yours of Duke De Niro.
And John, the tech man.
And today we're going to talk about black men and the stigma of if they want to get married or not.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
I know I do.
Oh, okay. So,
right.
okay, shit.
Well,
Since you want to jump into the flames, why are you so pressed to get married, sir?
Because no one in my family was ever married, and I want to be the first to break that cycle.
That's not a good reason.
Come on. You're just trying to prove to your family that you want to get
that's not
married.
a
Is that a selfish reason, or is that actual innate? I
Sounds like
want
you
to.
It's
just
just
wanna
some.
do it
It's
for the
just
sake of
a goal of mine that I want to at least accomplish in my life. That I at least can say that I was married.
So my question was. So that sounds
Or-
like
or-
that sounds like
sorry, not was, but I got married basically. Then let me
I got married?
Oh, hold on, wait.
Let me phrase it that way.
So let me phrase it. Let me ask you this: is it so important to get married to prove a point instead of the fact of the union and the love inside of marriage?
Yeah, so if your parents are
Well,
married,
because
that means-
I want to give my sons, if I do have sons, an example of what a marriage looks like.
How are your daughters, man?
Well, daughters
Shit.
too. I'm just saying daughters, whatever I can. I'm just saying,
Oh,
okay, let me
okay.
just put it this way.
Your kids.
My kids.
All right,
I wanted to
Damn.
give them, because how many of us have been shown that?
Yes.
I have.
But
Yeah, no,
I'm saying percentage. I'm saying percentage-wise.
Only 25%, right?
like
In this circle here.
I mean, not
Are
to
you-
talk,
are you-
not to
are
talk
your
people's
parents married
business.
together? Sorry.
No, I'm
So
just
yeah,
saying.
so 25%.
I'm just saying percentage-wise.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. So I'm
Yeah.
saying I at least want to give them, because representation matters, right?
Right.
So
No.
I want to give them that at least representation, because you're married, right? So at least your kids are going to see that. Okay, well, my parents were married.
Right.
Father and mother. Yeah.
Exactly. So I want to make sure that my kids can also see that too as well.
So does that stem from the fact that you didn't see it growing up, and you think that
Yes.
you'd be a better person growing up seeing that in your household?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, let me ask the man, Emil. T,
Yeah.
are you afraid of marriage?
Yeah. I am afraid of marriage.
Why are you afraid of marriage?
So growing up as a kid, I remember having this conversation. I'll mention the man's name, Winston Donaldson, back in elementary school, grade 2. Yeah, my memory's kind of crazy when it comes to that shit.
Oh, the man.
We were sitting there talking about being married and how many kids we want.
Mm.
But as I grew up, social media, my neighborhood I grew up, what the case may be, I am scared of marriage, of it failing, and then having to deal with a baby mother.
Yeah.
And drama and stress that comes with that shit. Because I'm the type of person that I don't involve myself with stress. If something is stressful, I don't like it.
Right.
Which any human should not like, unless this guy over here who loves pain for some fucking reasons.
Hurt me,
bitch.
Let it burn.
Well,
He
you
loves that burn. But I'm terrified for the fact that I will get into this union with the wrong person.
Right.
But you do understand no situation is ever gonna be ideal, right?
No. To me, perfect is not perfect in the sense where you think everything is right.
Right.
Perfect to me is where it could last.
Right.
Right? There's going to be hardship. I understand that. But I don't want to get into a union with somebody where it's going to force me to break the marriage bond.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's when I say perfect means we stay married
Yeah.
with hardships, but we're happy.
But you're not gonna know that's gonna be the case though, like, because you're gonna be in the situation.
Well,
Something
that's-
might come up.
But that's fear, sir. Fear is
Okay.
the fact of the unknown.
All right.
Right? The unknown is the fact that I don't know if it's going to work or not.
Uh-huh.
And I don't want to be in a position where my kids come see me on the weekend, but spend the whole week with my.
So you basically have an expectation of what's gonna happen.
I don't have I don't know, and I think it's the fear of the unknown. Right?
you
Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
Marriage is not a concept where I'm like, fuck marriage, yada.
Mhm.
I wouldn't mind marrying the woman that I'm with,
Yeah.
and then building a strong family union. I fear for if it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Let's say infidelity on my part or her part.
Right.
Am I strong enough to accept a woman who cheats on me?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No, I'm not
never-
strong enough.
But the
I'm
thing
too
is,
weak.
I
No,
understand
no.
what you're saying, but you can only control what you can control, right? And you seem like someone who's very confident in what he wants.
Confidence and what I want is different from confident that what can be.
Mm-hmm.
And when I try to explain
Right,
that
but
way,
you know you can't control what the other person's going to.
which is hindering me from being on the fearful side of marriage.
Yeah.
Okay, you said that you don't want to have a situation where, you know, you got the baby mother or whatever the case is, right?
Yeah.
Listen, there's baby mothers and there's no marriage. So
Yeah.
So it's not exclusively to marriage or that.
100%.
I don't think that's a
100%.
legitimate.
I
you know,
agree. I agree. to that.
legitimate reason to be fearful of marriage.
But just to say to that,
Right.
majority of women want to get married more than the majority of men. There's more women that want
Yeah,
to get
I
married
agree
than
with
more
that.
men that want to get married.
Right. Okay, I understand.
Like
that.
if a woman came to me and said, "Listen, I don't care about marriage. Just be committed to me for the rest of our lives. Let's build a strong family union." I'll be 100% okay with that.
Okay.
I think marriage will probably be brought to me from the woman's side to say, "Hey, are we ever going to get married?" Or dropping hints to being married, and then I'll be like, "Okay, you know what? I'll marry you."
But what's the difference between being committed to a woman, a lifelong commitment to a woman, and getting married to the woman? Huh? It's the only difference is that there's the paperwork.
But that's what I'm
to
saying.
show.
A lot of women out these days is they want that signed, committed deal.
Yo, forget what the woman want. I'm talking about what you want. You see what I'm saying?
Me, diff is different. That's what I'm trying to say is
Right.
I wouldn't mind either or. Right? So if a woman came to me and said, "Listen, I don't care about marriage. As long as we're together and we're going to build this strong family union,
Yeah, you're
I'm
fine with
good.
that,
I'm
yeah.
fine with that."
Right.
But if a woman says, "I want to get married," then I'll be like, "Okay, no problem. If you're a person that I see that I can live the rest of my life with, then I will get married."
Oh, okay. I
You see what I'm
you're
saying? So
yeah.
it's an either way.
So you're basically saying you're willing to compromise if she brought it to you in that way.
Either or, she brought it to me, then I'll be like, "Okay, that's how it is. That's what it's going
So
to be."
what if the conversation never comes up?
No,
from
you
her?
have to have that conversation.
No, he's saying, what if it doesn't?
No, what I'm saying, because it sounds like for T, the only way that he'll talk about or consider marriage is if the woman brings it up.
Yeah,
If
100%.
it was brought to
Okay.
him.
That's
Okay.
yo, man. Listen to me. So you're basically gonna make the wife or the woman lead you
Because
into,
I don't
into
think
a lifestyle. yo.
I
Gotta
don't
be
think-
assertive, sir.
I don't think. No. Hold on, wait. Cut the shit.
Cut
Cut this
Let's put you in the hot seat now.
Are you the head of your household,
Cut
bro?
this
Like,
shit.
damn.
I'm at the point where if she wants it, then I'll do it.
Oh, okay.
Right? But
But every woman is gonna want it.
exactly. But
So,
I'm not gonna be the
but-
man
No,
like
no,
listen,
no,
man,
not necessarily,
I
not
want to marry
necessarily.
you
Come on,
before
man.
she brings it up.
No, but
You see what I'm saying?
No, but
Like-
here's the thing. It's not about you saying, "Oh, I want to marry you." You have to come to the woman and be like, "Listen, understand this. What I'm doing with you right now. I'm trying to build something long term."
Long-term.
No.
And
But
can
that's
you-
the thing. Yes, that conversation is gonna be had.
Right.
But I'm not going to bring that conversation and have marriage into it. It's if she wants it, then we could talk about it.
Listen, all those things. Listen, long term.
He's not
Yeah,
doing,
You sitting here talking about
Hold
long.
on.
he's not going to initiate it. She,
Hold
he's-
on.
Hold on, wait, let's hear what Mr. Riley has to say.
Read this toxic shit right
Riley rants.
now. This nigga said, "Yo, listen, man. I mean, if I can go 10, 15 years without her bringing it up, then I mean, this is what it is."
No, if we're 10, 15 years, we're together.
Right.
Like we're not leaving. Like
yeah, but listen, I know there's women out there that are in those 10, 15-year relationships.
that's their problem.
I hear you, but where the guy, to your point, is, yo, listen,
He's ready
shit,
to ride the ride.
I'm riding the ride. Shit ain't broke.
But I'm not a TTC where I'm ready to ride all the way to Islington without
Right.
realizing this is going to go farther than
Because-
that.
But the thing is,
There's
you're
no
gonna
transfer for me.
know through dating what she's looking for already.
If I'm dating somebody,
right.
She's a woman, bro.
she's
let's
going to
be-
want to
let's-
get married.
No, be careful.
Go ahead. No,
not,
no,
not all women are the same. same,
no.
though.
I would say
Dating-wise, go.
90% of women
Want marriage.
want to be married. I would say like 9 out of 10.
But there's some women that are just dealing with you until they figure out what the fuck they want to do. You know what
No,
I mean?
I know, but at the end of the day, what I'm saying is the end
they might be
result.
with you for a couple of years, but they're still trying to figure out who
What
the
the
fuck
fuck
they
this
really
nigga
want.
wants.
No, but
You know what I
no,
mean?
that's something
and
different.
They know it ain't you.
But what I'm saying,
See what I'm saying?
what I'm saying is,
I'm
Yeah,
me, that's
yeah,
some real
but-
nigga shit, dog.
but what I'm saying is that the end result for that woman, regardless if she wants marriage with you or not, the end result for her is that she wants to be married. Now, if it's with you, if you're just somebody a placeholder until she finds somebody comes in better,
That's true though,
different.
because
It's
a
just a
lot
At
of
the end of the day, she does want. Most women want to get married. Anyways, most women are getting married. So, my thoughts on marriage. Listen, man. I grew up in a household where my parents are married, still married, and
Congratulations.
thank you. Appreciate
Mhm.
that. I like the idea of it. Don't get me wrong. I like the fact that the structure in regards to your point, Duke. I don't want to have any children out of wedlock. I don't want to have.
No, hold on, wait, sorry. Wedlock, or are you okay with having a child with someone that you're not married to, but you know you're going to spend the rest of life with them?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
okay.
That's fine. As
That's
well.
fine. You're okay with that?
In regards to like,
To having a child with a woman
That you're not
that,
married
you-
with.
that I
that you're
know.
not married to, but you
see with yourself for the
Yeah,
long term.
because to me, like I get it. I get to what your point, T, is that marriage. The difference between like whether
John's
you're
shaking his head.
I don't know. And again, you could tell me different, John, because
You're
you're
the
the only one
married.
that's
You have that
actually married.
perspective.
Whether the paper's signed or not signed,
Mhm.
shouldn't necessarily change the dynamics of the relationship.
Mhm.
It does.
And
It
maybe
does?
it does. And
Completely
you-
Okay, perfect. Hold that thought.
Yeah,
We're gonna answer that later.
You could educate me more on that.
Educate me
perspective.
more, 'cause
Because
I have
I've
a
heard-
question.
I've heard where situations on the flip side where the relationship was going great, and then as soon as she signed on that dotted line,
Shit,
now that you know you're actually locked in,
Mhm.
in not necessarily just in regards to like
You're in the
emotional
system
stuff,
now.
love and
but
stuff
now
like
the system,
Mm-hmm.
you
You mean accountability? Now it's
I
a play.
want to consider it. I want to necessarily consider it.
It's accountability.
No. I
Because
wouldn't
before the marriage papers were signed, now
No,
it's,
no,
I,
no,
could
no,
just,
no,
I
no.
could just up and leave.
No.
Right.
But now that there's accountability,
It's not necessarily
involved,
accountability.
it is
It's the fact
accountability,
that listen, now that I have you in this contract,
Mhm.
as a woman, hold on, relax, bro. Damn. Now that I have you in this contract, right? Women tend to, the woman that you were dating and for 5 years or 3 years or whatever, now all of a sudden her attitudes change, the things that she was doing before. So the accountability, I would say, more on her in regards to what she was doing to upkeep the relationship. It started to go on the downslide.
Dissipates.
Yeah,
You
but
know what I'm saying?
You as the man have to let her know. But listen, before we get into this marriage contract,
Okay, there we go.
yo, listen. There's certain things that are required of you.
So-
you have to maintain these things, though.
Yeah.
Because the same way how I'm maintaining my role as being the provider, the protector, whatnot. You have to maintain
I hear what
your
you're
role
saying.
as playing the wife. Yo.
I hear what
you're
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's so.
And what I'm saying is that sounds great, and I totally agree. You should have that conversation, but there have been times where that doesn't work. Yeah, you could have that conversation.
Listen,
It sounds.
you don't know that you don't know the dynamic of these other people's relationship.
I'm
yo.
telling you based
Listen,
on the experience from I've
you see what they show you.
Okay.
But these mans might say, "Oh yeah, they did," but realistically, behind the scenes, the woman was running them from all while they were dating, and then when they got married, the woman's still running them. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
all I'm trying to say is that, yo, you have to establish certain things before. Don't just get married and say, "Okay, all right." Now that we got married, here's what you have to do. And the wife's like, hold on.
No, but
you didn't tell me this before you signed.
But John, what I'm saying,
You know what I mean?
what I'm saying is, and I don't want to go on this back and forth, but you've
Oh,
never
cool.
heard that you never heard that situation in regards to like men complaining, like, yo, listen, you used to cook, you used to clean, you used to do this, that when we were dating, and now that all of a sudden I'm married,
You don't do it no
fuck,
more.
even you used to wear the sexy lingerie or whatever you used to do.
I don't know.
But now
I don't know no one like
Can I
that.
pose?
Okay,
Can I pose a
specifically.
question, real quick?
Yeah.
I also have another question too, but go ahead.
Hey, is the marriage more for the man or for the woman?
Yeah.
Listen,
We all
the
know
the
here it's for the woman.
The marriage is for the nation, yo. Yo,
Okay,
listen.
okay.
Let me tell you something, yo. You cannot
the
have.
unlearned.
You cannot have.
Hashtag
Listen, we
unlearn.
always talking about black people. We need to come together. We need unity.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you don't even want to commit to the woman that you're with on the basic level. How the hell are we supposed to have black unity when we don't even want to have unity with the woman that we want to? You know what I mean?
And I think that
understand,
answers my
understand.
question
Yo,
because
we
I was
have-
gonna ask you what was your reason why you got married.
The reason why I got married was because I understand that the foundation, the building blocks of a nation is the family unit. Yo. Black people, if we want to come together and come out of the situation that we're in, we have to practice marriage. Yo. We can't be practicing the same shit that we're doing, going to the club, baby moms,
So,
tying in this thing left and right.
She's saying get
and
married
then-
to a
and then
black
expect-
woman,
and then
though.
expect get married to a black woman.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So
I think
that's why I'm. That's
75% of the people here, except one
That-
person.
yeah,
Brother.
that's my whole perspective on the whole matter. Yo.
So let me ask you this question:
Go ahead.
Are black men, and it probably give me your perspective because I think I have mine. Are black men scared of marriage, or they just don't like the ceremonial of marriage?
I think black men are too
Mm.
sexually promiscuous. Sorry.
So is that by nature, or is that by design, by media?
no, I think that's by design. Yo.
It's by design.
I think it's by design, but there's a natural aspect to it as well. Yo.
Okay.
There's a natural.
So
aspect
touch on
to
that a
it.
little bit
In
more.
what way though?
first things first, like, bomb, you're attracted to women. Man, look at women.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter whether you're married or not. You look at a woman, body, breasts.
I
You know
wanna
what I mean?
smash
Boom.
it.
You know what I
Lips,
mean?
thighs,
Yeah, I mean?
sundresses,
Yeah. So
heels.
there's that natural aspect of being attracted to the woman. But then there's another aspect of, culturally, we haven't been like culturally taught to
Commit.
commit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we've been taught
I
to,
get what you're saying.
okay,
I'm
bomb,
following you.
boyfriend, girlfriend, and then okay, it doesn't work. All right, bomb. I can break up with you today.
Yeah,
Be
I could ghost your ass.
and then be in a relationship next week. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
yeah.
but marriage, there's a lot more. There's a lot more process involved in actually initiating that divorce. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So that's why I say it's a twofold thing. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
So like for me, it's like there was this post on social media. There's a couple of them, but I'll speak about one specifically. Some man posted on Twitter or Facebook or something like that. He said, "Listen, man, we're gonna be talking for 2 years. We're gonna be in a relationship for 3 years. We're gonna be or a relationship for like 5 years. We're gonna be engaged for like 3 years, and then we're gonna plan the
Engaged
wedding.
for 3 years?
Yeah, and then we're gonna plan
crazy.
the wedding. We're gonna plan the wedding in 1.5 years.
That's crazy.
So I think the numbers came up to like 11.5 years before they got married.
That sounds like a nigga that doesn't want to be married.
Oh,
Was he married? Did he end up married?
100% he made it out of jokes, right?
Oh,
but
okay.
but people see it, they're like,
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
this. I'm 30 years old. If I wait, I'm 41 before I get married.
Right.
But I was asking people, I was like, listen, is there something in that 11.5 years I can create outside of a marriage that I can create inside of a marriage?
Mm.
Like, what makes the marriage
More important.
more important for me to build a strong family unit than if I didn't get married?
Right.
So I was trying to ask them the question, even if we weren't married
Ask John the question.
in 11.5 years,
Right.
can we not get to a place of love and unity and a family structure without the title of marriage?
Or
You say
again,
minus
John,
the paperwork.
If you didn't have the paperwork
Would you be
with
in
your
this
wife,
position?
would you still be where you are today with your wife and your children?
Listen, marriage is a sign that you're committed to the woman you're with. Though.
So you need the paperwork to ensure
Listen,
that.
it is the sign to show that you're committed to the
But
woman
wait.
you're with. Huh?
So
Because
Weren't
listen,
you
if you're-
weren't you saying white man marriages was the white man
I
thing?
never ever said that. That never ever came out of my mouth.
You sure about that?
Nah, I never heard that one either.
you can.
like, you've never heard me say that shit.
That shit never
That's
ever came out of my mouth.
blasphemy, dude.
Okay,
The
okay,
white
okay.
man's thing. I never ever said that.
I'm just
White
trolling
man
you.
construct.
Listen, anyways, Bridget. No, marriage. First of all, marriage originates in Africa.
Yeah.
If we want to
Oh,
really
okay,
go,
okay,
if we
you
want to
got me,
go,
you
if
got
we want
me
to
there.
go into the
jump in the
historical,
broom and all that
if
stuff,
we want to
yeah.
go into the historical
Okay,
aspect
let's
of
pull
it,
our books. Sir.
that's a black people thing.
I think
marriage.
the signing and the contract and the legality is the white man's side.
Nope.
of it.
even the paperwork.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
The
Like
paperwork too? Okay, educate us.
Even
Okay,
paperwork, the proof,
Mm-hmm.
the documentation. Listen, you know what? Actually, the documentation that they had was that they would have a marriage chamber. Like on the wedding day, they have a marriage chamber and
Mm-hmm.
they have the bed laid with white linen. You take the wife into the marriage chamber, and
it
you have
up.
sex with her in the
Better show that
chamber,
blood.
and then the blood, like from the hymen being burst,
Mm-hmm.
would be actually a token, would be the proof of, listen, this she was a virgin. You understand what I'm saying? So that's before the white man anything. So we always had proof, and the parents would keep that as proof that
I guess
That's
I
the
learned-
document.
I guess I learned something new.
This is the daughter. When we gave away our daughter, she was a virgin.
Yo, honestly, I could see a lot of women be like, yo, that's fucking wrong.
Who gives a fuck what? Listen, let me tell
Let
you
him finish his statement. Who gives a fuck?
Listen,
What?
listen, let me tell you something, man.
Yeah.
We have to get back to that point where marriage is an honorable thing,
Uh-huh.
and giving off. Because back then, the father. Because remember, when it comes to marriage, the father would walk the daughter down the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't just something that was symbolic. That was something that was actually, like the father had authority over his
Yeah,
daughter,
absolutely.
and
now
gave
you're
the
passing it on
gave
to
the
husband.
authority to the husband,
Yeah.
to the man.
And
That's
also, it's the son's family that's speaking to the father and the mother to say, this is a union that should be going through, right?
right.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. They approve of this marriage. Okay?
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So listen, when that whole system created nations, powerful nations that ruled the earth.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But the fact that we're having now, bomb, you can go on POF and swipe left and I don't know, Tinder, whatever the fuck they do now.
Hinge, Tinder,
You know what I mean?
Bumble,
whatever the
you
fuck
call
they
it.
do now. You see what I'm saying? And
it's too accessible.
and you can just slam a thing and cut. B. That's why black people are mashed up now, B. Because yo,
We're highly sexualized.
we're way too sexualized.
Mm-hmm.
The youth them are are growing up and they don't have that structure of counselors that we were talking about in the last episodes of men that could guide them and lead them when it comes to certain things.
Right. Yeah.
And pretty much there's such a chain reaction of the detrimental effects.
Right.
Yo, black people will never ever.
We're just too loose with it.
Yeah, black people will never ever recover if we don't take
from the
this
foundation.
marriage thing serious.
So let me ask you this, right? Since you're one, the youngest person of this podcast, and two, the only person married in this podcast,
And has children.
Too. I don't know what the fuck us three are doing with our lives, but clearly we're not doing it right.
Listen, man.
Nigga, you're almost 40. There's no listen.
No.
Fuck,
Listen.
nigga.
If it was,
People half your age are having you.
listen to me.
that
If it
doesn't
was
mean
up
that's
to
a good
me, I would have had kids by now. But that's as I said. There's things
Man,
that
I don't subscribe
fuck
to
off
that.
that shit.
I
But anyways, my question is, since you're the only one married,
Right.
and since you're the only one that has children, how is that different from you before that happened? Like, how was marriage and children elevated your life?
How has it elevated my life?
Yeah.
Well, elevated my life. Well, first things first, I always knew that I wanted children.
Oh yeah. I
always
think
knew-
we all here.
all four of us.
I always
want
knew that I
children.
wanted a family.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, I guess it elevated my life in terms of that, I'm actually doing it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not doing it where it's just like, okay, bomb, I can come see my kids bi-weekly. Or I can come see my kids.
Yeah.
See them
You
whenever
go
you
right in their
want.
room, pick
You
them
know
up.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
bomb, I'm talking about I'm sleeping in bed, and then bomb, my daughter will wake up, come on her bed, come lie beside me. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Feels
stuff
blessed,
like that.
eh?
It's like, it's a good feeling to be able to have your family
Yeah.
there every day. You go to
Yeah.
work in the morning, you see them sleeping, you come home, they're there. You come in the door, they're jumping up and down,
Right,
whatever the case
okay.
is.
It's a bliss
Like,
feeling, man.
It's a blessed feeling to be able to guide them. And when they start doing safe, they start picking up certain habits. You can cut it off from jump. Like, no, don't grab the wires.
No Megan Thee Stallion twerking.
Yeah, no, bomb, hell no. You know what I mean? You can cut off certain habits from jump, yo.
Yeah.
If you're not there in the youth's life, bomb, by the time you're seeing them 16, they're doing this, but they've been doing it for years, and you can't come correct them now when you're not in their life, yo.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So
And I definitely want to get to that point in my life too, where I can just wake up, see my kids, and not have to worry about, oh well, is it my weekend to see my kids?
So
Right.
my question is, and I'll say to Duke right now, why are you not married?
Why am I not married?
Yeah. Why are any of us three not married?
Well, for my situation, well, as you guys know already, I've proposed to my ex a long time ago. She wasn't ready for it. So that is one of the reasons why I'm not married right now. It's because of something that I couldn't control, right? So I'm not afraid of getting married.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I'm in a situation where I know I'm ready for it, I'm not going to second guess it. Whereas, proposing and doing the whole, proposal thing, right? So only reason why I'm not married right now is because of the situation that I did not have no control over when I was in my early 30s.
did you not have control over it?
Yes,
No.
because
No.
if I
I think you gave control.
No, he
Well,
was, it
exactly.
wasn't his
But-
control.
but wait though.
Right.
If you're getting married to someone, you have to
Yeah.
propose to them, right? They have to accept it, do they not?
Listen, when it comes to marriage, it shouldn't be a surprise that someone's asking you, oh my gosh.
Right.
You're
You're
proposing
right.
to me?
You're right.
It
But the
should
thing
be
is,
what you talking like
The
you
timing
deal-
should be surprised,
you
but not
you-
the act of it.
You dealing
But-
with them the whole time should
Okay.
let them know. Listen, marriage is on the table in terms
Right.
of the reason why I'm here to talk to you in the first place.
okay,
is-
but let me answer
is
that though.
long-term.
Let me answer that though,
Yeah.
because in our relationship with my ex, that was something that I wanted. She knew that, but I didn't want to rush her into it because I know in her situation she wasn't really ready for it. I thought because
How
I
long
proposed.
after when did you propose?
We dated 4.5 years.
Yeah, that's a good
Jesus
Mm-mm.
Christ. What
But
you all
the thing-
talking
but-
about,
but-
my
but the
nigga?
thing- but the thing is,
Well,
let me
shouldn't be
finish.
surprised at that.
Let me
point.
finish
Yeah,
it. But let me finish it though. I proposed to her 2.5, about 2 years into our relationship.
Okay.
Because I was ready at that time. I was in my early 30s.
Mhm.
Right.
I figured that, okay, well, this is the girl that I want to be with.
Right.
Mm.
So why not just say, you know what? Why not do it? Now, even though I proposed to her, she still has to accept it. She didn't accept
Yeah.
it because she wasn't ready. Right?
Why
So
wasn't okay, so let me ask you,
I knew you were gonna
why
ask that.
wasn't she ready? What was not?
you would have to ask her.
No, you
Let me
know a
tell
little
something,
bit.
though.
You know a little
what?
bit.
You
You know a
what?
little bit.
I'm gonna say.
Well,
this,
I guess because of her family dynamic.
I'm gonna say this, man. That 2 years you're with the girl should have been prepped for the marriage, yo. And you should have
For
been
the
able to-
proposal or the marriage?
for the marriage, yo.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? You should have been
Mhm.
understand that, okay, this girl is either mentally ready to do this marriage or she's not. Before you even
So you're saying instead of how I was looking at it, I should have looked at it from her.
you should
Can I
go
say
ahead,
this?
go ahead.
I think
brother.
he's trying to say is you should have been prepping her to know that marriage is happening. And if she's not ready,
Mhm.
then you should
I shouldn't have asked.
you should have seen the
you
signs.
should have known that it's not gonna get there at a
Mm.
certain point.
Did you have those conversations? Like, did you have any conversations?
Well, the thing is that one thing with me, when I'm in a relationship with someone, I establish everything that I
Yeah.
want from day
Yeah.
one. Now, I don't think it's going to come right away,
Right.
but I let them know at least the reason why I'm in this relationship to get to somewhere where I feel that where we need to be.
And what was the responses like when you guys had those conversations?
I mean, she was kind of brushing it off, but remember, this is at a
Oh,
time.
okay.
That's a
This
sign.
is-
That's a sign. Those are the
But this is
red
at a
flags,
time
dude.
where I was not really seeing.
You're
that.
blinded to the sign.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because
Right.
I remember I had it's interesting that you guys bring this up because I had a work colleague who was telling me same thing. I told him I want to get married to this person. He said, "Listen, you can't." Because the situation that she was in, it was her family versus me, and he told me you never put a woman against her own family. And when you put her against her own family, it's going to be hard for her to make a decision. And I don't want to put a woman in a situation where it's going to be hard for her to make that decision whether she wants to be married
Well,
or not.
So my question to that is, wouldn't you want to put them in that difficult position to see where you stand so you don't waste any more time?
Well, I did put her in that situation. It's just that because I didn't want to push her. I didn't want to confront her about it, which I should have because it's like at the end of the day.
So you didn't then because you didn't confront her like you just said.
There was times where
Mental
I brought
immaturity, sir. Just fess up.
There was times where
Fess up.
There was
Fess up.
nigga. Let me answer that.
Just say it.
There was times where I didn't address her about it,
No, you got,
which
gotta
is
be
times
direct.
which I understand now.
direct.
I should have addressed her
Right.
because I didn't want to give her an ultimatum because
And I'm
my whole
right.
thing was
Right.
not putting her against her own family. Because at the end of the day, if I'm getting married to someone, I'm going to be a part of that family.
Listen,
And if she's having problems with
Not
her
that
family, then at the time, and I understand now at that time, maybe I should have brought it to. Maybe I should have given her an ultimatum then.
you know. Well, anyways, though, I'm
Answer it.
no.
Respond.
There's nothing. He already admitted that he didn't confront
He
her
didn't
about
con-
it. So
yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
that's-
And I know that
It's-
now.
it's-
So I
yeah,
know
it's-
that now. So
that's
you
fine,
live, you
man.
live and you
Learning,
learn, right?
yeah.
So now I know the next time around, if I see that it's going to be an issue,
Right.
I'm not gonna
Waste your
propose.
time. Yeah.
And then for the record, in case anyone doesn't know, she was what was she? She was Coolie, right? Indian or whatever the case is.
Racial
Why does that
Is it
even
a
matter?
gracious-
Sir?
Wow, nigga.
Yo, what the?
We
fuck,
don't say
bro?
coolie in the.
Why does that even matter, sir?
Listen. Anyways,
But yeah, she was cool.
so
She
that's
was
that
Guyanese.
was the root of the family issue, right?
100%.
Like, because you were black and she.
She was
she's
Indo-Guyanese, yes.
You're right. Okay.
So let me ask the question. I'm asking everybody outside of a marriage, right?
Indo-Guyanese.
Indo-Guyanese. I'm asking everybody outside of a marriage.
That is a thing.
When you're talking to somebody, when do you establish that that's where you're going?
I think you establish that when you're confident that that is the person that you want to be with.
All right, Riley.
Well, yeah, obviously you got to be confident in regards to that. But I think we'd have to go through some sense of adversity, to be honest with you, to see because, if things are just running smoothly, then you don't know how this person reacts in regards to any sort of hiccup,
Mhm.
right? So, I mean, for me, marriage, do I believe in marriage? Absolutely. Why am I not married as of yet? I think for the most part, for me personally, I was focusing on other things, specifically like financial. Like my thing was just kind of like I wanted to get myself
Right.
right before I even
Engage it.
engage in those type of things, because I when you're in marriage, when I'm thinking of marriage is, listen, if I'm getting married to you, all right, we're buying a house,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna have kids.
Mhm.
My kids are gonna have to be going through a certain school activities, maybe even
Mhm.
like, what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so I want to make sure that everything, that financial part was where it needs to be
Mm-hmm.
before I get into a marriage. So now at this point in my life, that's where I am. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely open to the idea of marriage.
Do you put a time frame on when you're gonna propose to a woman?
No, I personally don't feel it. So for me, it's more of if I'm talking to you and I'm spending time with you, I know the conversation. I feel the conversation should be, from the man's perspective, should be very close to the upfront portion. Because if you're not saying, listen, man, the reason why I'm dating you is to see if we're going to start a family together. If not, then we're just
fucking.
Exactly, right? But I feel like it's very hard for black men to come to the table with that conversation because we're unfamiliar with that conversation. And I'm unfamiliar with that conversation because I grew up in a single mother household. Yes, my mom had had a husband, which was my stepfather. But to me, it was still foreign because I had a different father from my brothers. My brother had a different father from me, obviously. But I actually seen their father more than I seen my father. And then now I'm introduced to a stepfather. And then after that didn't work out, she had a couple of boyfriends before, and it's like marriage.
It didn't really resonate to you.
Exactly. And then my grandfather passed out before I knew my grandfather. So my grandmother and grandfather family structure wasn't, apparent. And now that I'm thinking of it, my uncles weren't married. My aunties were never really married.
Right.
So it's like, shit.
So for you, it was more
family structure.
Right.
Marriage wasn't that big. And then my brother got married, and I seen the marriage. And I'm like, yo, this is kind of dope. We got kids. They're joking around. They're having fun. But then I think the whole infidelity for black men is black men cannot handle infidelity like a black woman can. I've seen black women get cheated on and stay. This is 100% facts. I've seen and heard black men get cheated on, and the black women end up dead.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just my personal experience, but it's like I know for a fact emotionally, and this is what we talked about in the last episode. Our mental health, our emotional intelligence, when it comes to infidelity, we can't handle it like a woman can, a black woman can.
Yo, you should never ever take your woman back after she cheats. Yo,
Definitely not.
Listen, if you take your woman back after she cheats, that's not a sign of strength. That's weakness. So.
And I agree.
But that's my opinion. Man, could
agree with that.
I personally believe
100%.
That if I find that a woman is not faithful to me, I can never look at them.
Right.
Definitely.
So
not.
to me, that relationship is
trash.
The only reason why we're staying together after this is because of sex. Or dead.
You say you're just keeping it because the pussy was good?
Listen,
what else? If it was trash, I probably wouldn't have got this far anyway. Like, realistically. Like, have you ever slept with a girl and it wasn't good? You still fucking them? You have issues. You're there for possessive reasons only, in my opinion. Right?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay, if a girl cheats on you and the sex was good, why are you staying?
Oh, no.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is like, if you're married with somebody or you were in a long-term relationship and she cheats on you,
done.
I have seen more women say, you know what?
Right.
I'm going to stick it out. Men, on the other hand, I'm not sure because some women probably cheat on. I've seen women cheat on their men and they stay with them, which to me baffles.
Who's they? You're saying the men stay?
Men stayed, and it baffles my fucking mind. I'm like, really, nigga? Like you caught your women sleeping with another man in the backseat of a car?
Oh, hold on. We're getting way off topic right now. Let's get back to.
No, this is on topic because it has to do with infidelity and the scare
of
being married.
Because that's the stuff that's the kind of stuff that does happen in marriages.
Okay, well.
Would you stay with a woman that cheats on you?
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
but hold
go.
on. But again, I mean, you don't. If that's the reason in regards to why you're not getting married, that's not a good reason, man. You can't.
It's a fear.
I know, but you can make up any sort of scenario in regards to. To me, you're making an excuse at that point in regards to why you're not getting married.
Yeah, but
you're thinking of the worst case example that could possibly happen in regards to. Sometimes if it happens, it happens. You're gonna have to deal with it and move on. I mean, that shouldn't necessarily be the deterrent in regards to whether or not you get married or not. If you're with a girl for a hard body for X amount of years, you vetted her out. I mean, you could still have that fear of I never know. What about 10 years down the line?
No. I hear what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, I think within that initial dating relationship phase, that is probably one of the questions the man has in the back of their head.
Yeah, but that's dating. I mean, I would say after a year or so, I mean, if you're still having that fear, then that shouldn't be the woman you should.
Yeah, and things change.
What if it's you?
Things change over time too, as well.
But that's what I'm saying. That means that's what I'm saying is that you're it's a you issue. You're creating excuses in regard. You
And I
just don't
agree
want to
with
get
it.
married at the end of
Exactly.
the day.
Okay, hold on,
Because-
wait. What if
because
it's not? Oh, hold on, wait. No, because he's saying it's no. I don't think it's an absolute that he doesn't want to get married. I think it's the fear of that happening why he doesn't want to get married.
Well, I mean, listen.
So how can a man get
Nigga,
over
man
that
up,
fear?
Man up, man, bro.
That's it.
Nigga,
Same shit we
man
talked
up, bro.
about last episode. Man up.
Yeah, bro. At a certain point, bro, man the fuck up.
To
man.
be honest with you, because
there's nothing you can listen. At the end of the day,
Hold that button.
Listen,
There's
no
hold on.
risk, no reward. Dog.
yeah, yo,
exactly because at the end of the day, as I was
that
saying,
bun.
fortune favors the bold, bro. At the end of the day, there's nothing you could do to ease your mind.
Right.
You can ask your girl a million times, hey, honey,
And I
let
would-
me get the code to your
and I'm gonna
password.
agree with that because
no,
and I'm gonna agree with that
no.
because the thing is, like I was saying earlier, you cannot control what you have no control over.
Hold on, wait.
Because you're saying you're in fear that is this person like okay, I get married to this person, is it gonna
That's
end?
just
in-
a man that doesn't wanna get married.
I say fear. I
gosh,
don't say fear in the totality of getting married.
Mm-hmm.
I say fear on why the marriage proposal takes as long as it does.
Mm-hmm.
That's me. I'm not
Right.
saying
But the
no.
thing is-
I'm saying hold on, wait. Let me finish. I'm not saying I'm fear, so I'm never gonna get married. It's fear of how long is this vetting process? The vetting process is probably gonna take a little longer because
Mm-hmm.
there's a little bit of fear there. But let me ask the married man in the room because he's sitting there biting his knuckles like, yo, niggas, this is why you niggas are not married. Let me give you the reasoning.
So what was the question?
No, you had something on your mind that you wanted to get off. I want you to get that off first.
Yeah.
I can't. Yo, I was just thinking. There was just so much shit that was going through my mind. Yo. Like, fuck.
Say
There's
the
so-
first
so-
thing that
there's-
comes to mind.
There's so
then.
much being said. It was like
You're shit talking.
You're
Because
saying
you
these
know
niggas
why?
don't know
Because-
what they're talking about.
For people that have jumped the chasm, and the chasm is basically a marketing term where you jumped over that point where shit starts to take off. So a lot of people don't start business because that gap, they're terrified of that jumping that gap because they think they can't make
They're
it.
gonna
And
fall.
above and beyond that gap is
Right.
where success starts.
Okay,
So you jumped that chasm,
right.
and now you know how it is. You see the benefits, you see the positives, you see the negatives in it, the case may be, and you're like,
Right.
black men follow suit. Where we're on the other side of the chasm, like,
I don't know.
I don't know, man. That looks like 50 feet. And you're like, no, nigga, it's 20 feet.
Actually,
Right,
2
right,
feet.
right.
You know, I'm seeing 70 feet. You're like, nigga, no, it's 2 feet.
Right. Right.
There's no danger of jumping that chasm.
Right. Right.
So let me hear what's going on in your mind because I know we've been saying some shit and you're over there hissing and hawing. Like,
Like,
what
these
the hell's
niggas don't know what
going
the
on?
fuck they talking about.
But well, you know what, man? Shit, I don't know, man. There was so much being said. Like it was just too much. It was too much for me to. It's too much for me to really address every single thing
Mm-hmm.
that was being said. You know, all I can really say is that you have to. First things first. So I want to touch on, the vetting process of the woman.
Mhm.
You have to vet the woman
No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
if she wants to be married, if she's committed to you.
No doubt.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, you have to if you can't sit here and just be with the woman, go to the movies, eat dinner, for 2 years. Don't talk about any long-term relationship,
That's true.
and then all of a sudden 2 years down the line, do you want to get married?
All
You know what I mean? You're getting on your one knee and
So
whatever.
you're basically
it is.
saying just plant the seed.
You have to plant the seed, and not only just plant the seed, you have to
I'm following. you.
water the seed.
Right.
Mhm.
You have to watch when it sprouts.
Mhm.
Make sure it's getting enough lighting.
So
You know
from
I mean?
what I'm understanding
You-
is just give
You have to.
her a reason to why she wants to marry.
Hold on,
you.
curious. Did you live with your wife before you got married?
No. Well, she came, like, she would stay over for a while.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
okay,
For
okay,
whatever
okay.
the case, but like she didn't live at my crib.
Okay, because I always wondered just for like, is that something that has to be done as
Well,
well?
she stayed at my crib for a couple, like, you know what I mean, for like extended periods of
Okay,
time.
so
whatever the
at
case
least
is.
you had that, because that's another thing too, right? Like, there has to be, I would think, some sort of time period that you guys are living together.
Right.
Maybe not. Maybe she has still her own spot or whatnot, but you have your own spot and she's still staying at your house majority of the time,
Right.
just to see how that interaction
Right,
of seeing
right.
that person more than, like you said, just when we're going on dates on a movie and a dinner,
Right.
seeing them
right.
like
See how they
all
operate.
day,
Yeah.
how that
yeah.
conversation, yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you as a man, you might want your alone time.
No
you know what I
doubt.
mean? Like,
no
man,
doubt.
like
How
me,
did she
I'm-
deal with that, right?
Yeah, like I want my alone time where I'll do my reading
Yeah.
or research or whatever
Yeah.
the case is, and it should be like, oh, how come you're not spending time with me? And it's just like, hold
Yeah.
on, yo, I need a little time for myself to do my thing. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? So I understand that in terms of like I was like going back to what I was saying, you do have to make sure that she understands like when I was talking to Duke about, you have to prep her.
Mm-hmm.
You can't when like I said, going back to the seed
You
analogy,
gotta season it.
like yeah, you have to season it. You have to, like, going back to the seed analogy, you have to watch the plant grow
Mm-hmm.
and see whether she's willing to commit to that relationship. If you see that, hold on, the plant's turning yellow or the thing's not growing or whatever the case is,
Something's wrong.
then you see, okay, you know what, something's wrong.
You didn't
Yo,
go
what's
through-
going on here?
Yeah, you didn't go through the process
like,
correctly.
what's
All right.
you know what I mean? Like, wild gone. You don't plant the seed and then leave it and come back 2 years later. Don't check on it. You know what I mean?
And think that it's gonna grow,
and
right?
think it's gonna grow.
But I think a lot of black men do that though, because a lot of black men, one, marriage is not on their mind.
Right.
Two, they want to be in the streets and date, fuck, ghost.
I want to talk about polygamy, but that's something totally different.
That's another
That's
topic.
nothing to do with
Yeah.
nothing. You know what? You know what?
Wow.
Yo, let me say this, yo. I think a lot of black men. I think a lot of black men.
Polygamy is our next topic. Fuck that.
Listen,
Hold on.
black men.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think black men go for marriage based off of emotion, as opposed to it being a logical and political decision.
Right.
They'll propose to a woman based off of their emotions,
Right.
as opposed to this is something that is planned and long term, something
Right.
that's been in the works. You know what I mean? And because of that, that's why you have situations where, like for Duke's situation, where he proposed to the woman,
Right.
and then she was just like, "Oh," she said no, pretty
Right.
much.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was an emotional proposal. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
Because I was only looking at it from my point of view, not from hers. Even though I knew her situation. But go ahead.
So I think we've talked about a lot of reasons regards to why black men don't get married, and that seems to be a big thing. That one of the concerns of a lot of black women have is that there seems to be a lack of commitment coming from black men to black women. So now I remember T sent me a Facebook post in regards to this black woman talking about. I think she was using Keke Palmer as an example. I guess Keke Palmer is dating a white guy or whatnot, and saying, "Listen, sisters, stop trying to kind of like force these black men to commit or these marriage, because what's happening is kind of like you're wasting your good years. You need to start taking a look in regards to outside of your community
Mm-hmm.
in regards to marriage and commitment, because I guess other communities have a higher rate in regards to marriage and stuff like that. So I'm just curious in regards to like, what's your thoughts on that sentiment coming from black women? Is it something that is kind of factual? Is like, hey, you know what? If black men aren't willing to step up, can you blame them for
going to another race
going
to
into
get
another
what
race
they
and
want?
going from there?
My thing is, there's a saying where the grass is green on the other side. But if you're not watering your own grass, then who's to blame?
Fuck that means, bro. You gotta have to.
I'm too tired of thinking.
I don't know what that meant,
But the
but-
thing is, what it means is that
I
if-
know the grass is green.
But the thing,
but I didn't know
but the thing is,
different
my
analogy.
thing is that if you're having problems finding the right person within your own
Okay.
community,
Okay.
you're in control of that. You know, but the thing is, if you know what you want, why can't you find it within your own community? Because you going to another community and
Right.
Marrying someone of a different race.
So I'll say that to what T was brought up earlier was that a lot of black men, like we said, and to what John was saying, like a lot of black men are still promiscuous and want to kind of do their own thing, pine different things, and not really looking to.
But is it just black men? But wait, is it just black men that are promiscuous?
That seems to be the narrative. I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess if you look in regards to the statistics in regards to marriage and stuff like that, I mean, I guess the argument could say is that that is generally
Based off statistics.
But based off the statistics.
And I'm not saying that's necessarily.
But I'm just saying it's not necessarily okay. So whatever the statistics.
yo, forget
is saying,
statistics.
Hold on,
Look
hold
at
on.
the anime you know, dog.
Right. So regardless of the statistics, your situation is not always going to be. It's not going to contribute.
Right.
It's not always going to be the same thing, right? So you can date. So some women might date or get married to a white man. Who's to say that's going to be any different than you finding you a black man?
Well, they're saying. I think that what the women are saying is that they are getting married to the white man. They've tried the married a
Okay,
black.
but what about the white women that are saying the shit about the white men that they're right? So I'm looking at it as like, 'cause there's white women who say, okay, well, white men are a certain way.
Where do you see that?
Yeah,
I don't.
No, there
there's no-
are some. There
Yeah,
are
but
some.
they're still
who do
marrying them. Like those men are, and the women are still. The men are still
Listen,
marrying those women. I mean,
me tell
they
you
may have their women are always gonna have their complaints,
Listen,
but the
that-
complaint was never
what,
that.
what I'm
I don't think
basically
the
saying,
complaint is
what I'm
never,
saying, what I'm basically
white men are
saying is
marrying
that
me.
what I'm
I don't think.
what I'm basically saying is that the defining factor should never be based on race itself, because
So, okay, so this post, when I saw it, one of my friends, they tagged me on it, and I comment on it. And I said, listen, black men and black women that feel that they need to go outside their race to get married, don't really take any onus of the blame on themselves.
right, I
They
agree
think
with
they're
that.
perfect, and their race is not perfect, so they got to go to another race to get married. Now, what I said to that was, I said, listen, if you want to get married I said this to a black woman. I said, if you want to get married to a black man, but you cannot find a black man to get married, so you go to another race, and let's say a white race, to get married, I said you downgraded. Because your originality was you wanted to get married to a black man, but you couldn't find one.
Right.
But my question was, what's the onus on yourself to say, you know what? You're not perfect.
Right,
Maybe there's something within you that needs to change.
exactly.
Now, your ego may say that you are perfect, but we all know that ego is flawed, right? So if you thinking that nothing's wrong with you and that I need to step outside my race to marry, it's not the race that's the issue. It's you are the issue. Because if
Right.
we know that there are black men that are married and are happily married, are happily faithful, happily have a family and leading that family, but you can't find that, it's not because they're hiding. It's because your methods of getting that is
Right.
wrong.
And it's a reflection of your own poor choices. So I agree 100% with what he's saying, because it's like men are men, whether they're black or white.
So, for instance, let me ask you a question. Have you guys ever seen women fall for the same Playboy dude and get hurt?
Right. Yep.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've grown up in the hood, and even to my years of late 30s, I seen a certain type of men exploit the black women community.
Mhm.
I will go into these parties and I will see these girls foaming at their mouth for certain men.
Say a man wearing a pair of Jordans and a Montclair bubble.
How tall is he?
Like, what are you?
'Cause, it's
He's anywhere between 5'10".
oh
And
shit.
No,
Anyway,
no, because
if he's
height does matter to somebody.
height
Well, a lot of
matter-
women.
Here's the thing though, height matters to these women that are looking for men. They want a tall man so their kids don't come out short. And tall men
that
are
why?
attractive.
Right.
More attractive. So more. I'm not
To
shading.
women,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
women.
I'm not shading.
This is
Yeah,
what
they
this
think
is what
they-
women are
yeah.
saying.
I'm basically saying what the black women or women in general have said. They find taller men attractive.
Right.
So you're gonna find a man out there that's tall. Seems like he's in the industry. Is attractive. Let's say this is 2020. He has a beard and tattoos. Right. They're gonna be attracted to them,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that 99% of the women in the place is attracted to that as well. So what does that mean for the two men in that club of 150 people? That means they have a pick, choose, and refuse spectrum when it comes to
Right.
who they have.
Mhm.
To get women these days, and everybody could answer this question and be truthful to yourself. Is it hard for men to get
No.
women sexually?
No.
No, I don't think it's hard for a man to get.
But no,
women.
okay, let me rephrase that. Is it too damn easy?
Yes.
I don't know if it's too easy. You know, no. All right,
To,
hold
to,
on, hold
to,
on.
to
All
the,
right.
to the two men in the room that are the epitome or the alpha of what they see.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Of course. But,
So perfect,
But,
so
but
perfect.
no.
No,
All right.
okay.
Let me explain now. Because the thing is, with certain, if you're a man and you just want anything, like you want anything in terms of like if you don't care about her mentality and you're just looking at it from a physical perspective, like there's beer woman out here.
But that's what I'm trying to say is,
But you're
if
attracted
the
to that
two
person.
men, let's say we're using the club aspect,
Right.
the two men in the club that fit the criteria, 6-something, beard, muscles, tattoo, have a little money, has a little swag.
Right.
They can have their pick between 99% of the women in the club,
Right.
right? And 99% of the women want that nigga,
Whereas
Okay.
you're
right? So hold on, let me finish my point.
Mhm.
So let's say I'm a man in my young 20s, mid 20s. I'm horny as shit, and I know I could get 99% of the girls in this club.
Great.
And I know for a fact that they probably will overlook the fact that I talked to 6 of these other girls.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
Okay. Well, I don't know about the argument. The only reason I don't know about the argument is no. The only reason is because again, let's focus in regards to what the topic was about. Why these women are going to
White men.
White men. Let's say there's an attractive white guy, Captain America type dude, who, Aquaman, who has same attributes as the tatted up black dude. The same attributes as the tatted up black dude, but he's still committing.
Yeah,
he's still getting married. So I think that's where the frustration is coming from in regards to.
But that's the thing, though, is like you can't just look at these guys, these few people that is in the black community that can get any girl, and then say, "Oh, maybe I could change this dude."
Right.
Or where there's a guy that maybe is not 6'4", maybe he's 5'10". Why are you not giving him a chance?
Right.
I've heard black women say, "You're not 6'2". Right. You get no play.
Right.
But then now you're dealing with a lesser pool of a man that is hypersexualized, that has a breadth of women that they could go for.
Right.
Maybe you should drop it down. Maybe you should talk to the 5'10" dude because why I have a higher percentage chance of getting married. Yeah, he's not 6'5".
Okay, but then
but you get what you're actually looking for.
So what you're saying is that
in
women
this person
should, and forget about the physical attributes. Forget about that. Because again, I remember.
Don't say financial too, because we're in the hole right there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is that when I was reading, and I was reading some of the comments, is that, and again, these are a lot of the complaints that women are having, is that they can't find an equal in the black community, education wise, the financial. You know what I mean? The education, the financial, the whatever.
Okay.
That can match.
Okay.
Pardon?
Okay.
Equal?
Yeah, that can match. Like if she went to university,
okay,
she's gonna want a guy that went to university. If she's making X amount of money, she's gonna want somebody to match that X amount of, or if not have more.
They don't. What black women are saying, we don't do ambition anymore.
Yeah,
right. But what are they doing about it though? Outside of
what do you mean?
Dating outside of the race, what are they doing about it?
What are they doing?
You can't expect a woman to say, "I'm going to educate you."
Elevate the man. Like what?
They're not
is that the
doing that.
responsibility?
No, I'm just saying is like if they're not finding within their area the men that they are looking for.
Yeah.
You can control what you want, or you can control it.
They are by going outside of the race.
But
no, I'm saying outside of that.
What else? I don't know.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. If we go by statistics, there's more women than men on this earth.
Okay.
Hold on. Before you get into that,
okay,
you're gonna have to finish off your point. I don't know.
What I was basically what I'm basically saying is that if you are hell bent, are these women hell bent on finding a black man though?
Yeah. Let's say
no. Better question: are they hell bent on finding a black man or a man?
They're out there.
Let's say they're looking for a black man that can match them in regards to what they're looking for. Yes. Everybody has their checklist. So
right. Everyone has their checklist, but you can't say just because you can't find it in your area that you're not there's none out there.
But if she can't find it in your area,
where's she gonna go?
We're like, I don't expect her. We're like, what do you say?
Well, if you're hell bent on finding a black man, then
so
change your surroundings. It's the same way. I'm saying the way. The way I'm saying is the same way as like.
I actually feel now. You listen.
No, listen.
I was not somebody that was necessarily.
Now you're agreeing with it.
Yeah, I kind of feel these women's frustration down, man. I'm just straight up. Man.
No, but I'm saying,
like they have to do a lot.
Okay, I'm gonna do a comparison.
I gotta move to Texas.
I gotta move down.
Okay, let me give you a comparison then.
I don't get it.
Let me give you a comparison then. If you're at a job. Yes. And you're not getting what you want from your job, what are you going to do? You're going to change your job, right?
Yeah.
Easier said than done, though.
Easier said than done, but at the end of the day, if it matters to you, you're going to change your surroundings.
So what do you mean change your surroundings? Like, I don't understand what you mean.
Move.
So
hold on, wait.
Go somewhere else.
Hold on, wait.
You might get luckier somewhere else than you were then.
So I'm gonna ask you this question.
Black women, you guys are right. I'm gonna simp. I'm not a simp.
You're simping right now.
What I'm saying right now, you're right,
no,
man.
I'm just saying.
I hear what you're saying.
There's alternatives.
But listen to what you're saying. So I'm gonna say to you what you said to Riley.
Right.
Black women, if you can't find a black man in your area, what I need you to do is pack up, sell your house, and move to a different geographical area in hopes to find a black man that's on your level to stay black.
Well, if it matters to you, then you would do that, right?
Or black men need to elevate themselves. Then, if that's the case,
But there's a lot of black men who are elevating themselves. Maybe
Not on the level. Okay, put it this way.
Okay, but I understand what you're saying. But I'm saying if you know within the area that within the city that you're dating, and you know the men there are not really to your caliber.
the black men.
No,
The black, yeah, that's what we're talking about.
So
The
they're
black
saying,
men.
hey, the other solution, instead of moving, because I like the area that I'm living in,
Okay.
I'm gonna increase my pool
by
by
increasing
dating
different
other
races. So you have to look at it this way. Yes, there are more black men than black women, and by
You mean black women?
black women than black men. So by definition, there's going to be more successful black women in this day and age than black men. Right. So that means there's more black women looking for a mate and a smaller pool of black men.
Okay.
Then you have black men that go through the plights of systemic racism, go through the plights that they need to provide at a younger age. So they feel that they need to compete by doing something illegal, then end up in the legal system, which they can't get certain corporate jobs, so they cannot progress themselves. And in high school, and I'm attested to it, black men are not taught by their family structures or the school system and how to get into the educational system outside of the importance of being in the educational system when it comes to a post-degree, second degree, a university or college degree, right? So you have more women that are being pushed to do it because how many women you know on the block serving up?
None.
How many women you know that's out there doing the scamming things? Back then, when we were growing up, there was no OnlyFans for to get their hustle on. So they had to lean on the educational system to get an education to get a high-paying job.
Okay.
Where for guys like in our era, we did the illegal things and got the paper, which they flocked to because money is an attractive thing. 100%. No one can deny that. Huh? It's an aphrodisiac. If I come to a girl and I have $1 million in my pocket and I'm willing to blow $100,000 right now, she's gonna feel a different way about me than a man that has 20
It doesn't matter what type
months.
of person you are.
Exactly.
Okay.
So how are we going to tell a woman not to step out their race if we, like Riley's saying, is not elevating ourselves?
Okay.
And I think that's where platforms like this, where we're trying to show men, listen, man, we gotta step up.
Brush up yourself.
We have to. It's not an easy path because we're in a hole. We have to climb out that hole just to be at a level playing field.
Black men are at the bottom.
Right at the bottom
of the totem pole.
So we need to help encourage our peers and the ones that are coming after us. We need to elevate ourselves a little bit more.
Right.
Like John said, we need to look at marriage differently than being afraid of infidelity or being afraid of picking the wrong one or being afraid that the grass is greener on the other side. This Instagram model sexier than the girl they're talking right now. There's always going to be a girl sexier than your girl.
I agree with that.
100%.
I see what you're saying.
So then, what the fuck are you waiting for? You're not Tyson Beckford back in the fucking 2000s, where you're the best looking black man in the world, and you have you're not. You're a regular dude in Toronto.
Yeah, so find other means.
Humble your fucking self.
Right. So you're basically saying find other means of elevating yourself. Then
Exactly. In order to build a black race, we need family structure.
Yeah. And elevating yourself. When I say education, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to go through a formal university
degree,
but you gotta elevate yourself and be self-taught in regards to just
be self-sufficient.
Learn a skill.
Learn a skill. You know what I mean?
Be electrician, plumber,
anything.
They make mad coin. Drywall. They make mad welding. They make mad coin. My brother's a welder. He makes money.
Concrete work.
Concrete work. They make money.
All them things make money.
Entrepreneurship is also another realm that you could step into to make money.
You just can't be a waste man at the end of the day, man.
The fact is, I think as black men, we need to look at marriage a little bit differently.
Right.
Not as like it's the end of the world.
Right.
That is actually the beginning of a new world. And I think that's what we kind of fear is like, man, if I get married now, that means I can't go out no more. You can still go out. You just can't have an ex-girl.
Yeah.
Right.
But it comes with growing up though and maturing.
Sorry, hold on. Wait, you had something to say there?
No. I was looking at this message, man.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you had something on your mind there, sir.
No, you know what? That's the biggest obstacle for enough black men. Yo, you have to be exclusive to the woman that you marry. Yo.
Yeah. I agree.
Most
with that.
important,
you can have fun, yo. You can go out there. There's things to do, but you don't have to go out there and disrespect your woman.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, being committed to one person is a lot easier than being committed to 10.
But that's the thing, though.
Depends.
Our mindset is set to where we feel that we're limiting ourselves by
Yeah.
with one woman, where we have to change that mindset to say, no, one woman is enough. There's so much more that we can dive into, as John said, when it comes to family, waking up and stuff like that.
Talk about polygamy, but
We're definitely going to talk about polygamy because I do feel that it can work.
You know what?
In different religions it works.
Listen, polygamy
Yo, the
can
Muslim
work.
man-
Let me tell you something. Polygamy can work if we weren't at the bottom. If we were at the top, polygamy would work. But listen, let me tell you something. We don't have time for polygamy when we're at the bottom.
We don't have the time. We don't have the time, the finance, the patience.
How the hell are we supposed to uplift and elevate the black nation
When we're
while
still at the
we're
bottom.
dealing with 7 wives?
Yeah.
Remember, one wife enough is virgin. There's beer headache
is a
already.
headache, yeah,
and we
yeah.
have 7 wives with
That's a
different
migraine
emotions
right there,
every day.
man.
And then at the same time, we're supposed to uplift the black nation.
you, yeah.
Bro,
You know
come
what?
on,
Yeah,
man.
honestly, we'll set that as the next topic. That'll be episode 11. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end it off right there.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much. This is our 10th episode as a certified vets. It deserves a little
yeah.
congratulations right there. We did a
10
good
more to
job.
come, 100 more.
You know, we're never going to stop. You know, hit the symbol for me real quick. There we go. But we're going to talk about polygamy in the next round just because I think it's a big topic that a lot of people want to explore, but they don't realize the work and the position that we're
what
in
if
to
I'm a
actually
man
make
of,
it
you
succeed.
know, of a certain type of stature. Oh, you're saying men can't have more than one thing?
We
If
talking
I
about
can maintain-
financial
if I can
stature
maintain
or
my
sexual stature?
stable? Both, bro. Both.
Listen,
You know?
we'll touch
Hey,
on that.
I think a lot of black men think that's the ultimate epitome. Of,
But yeah, it
can
ain't-
you handle it?
that's
Is a
the
different
thing.
thing. If
That's the thing.
you
There's
have 3
requirements.
wives that want to fuck and want to
Right.
go 9 rounds, can you
Just
handle
make sure
that?
you
That's
put
the
yourself in a
requirement. And it's
situation
not
where
even
you
about the
could.
sexual thing too, but it's
The
Yeah,
emotional.
just-
Sexual is a is
Just
a- is a
make
big
sure
part
you
of it.
put
It's a big
yourself
part
in
of
a
it.
situation where you can manage it.
Some men have one wife and they're barely.
They
above
can't
their
handle.
thing, bro.
Some guys
Like,
have a girlfriend they
End
can't handle
of
it.
the
how many times have you
day.
heard like, yo, I can't get some ass for my wife?
End
Like,
of the day.
Or you hear
they
sometimes I
married.
hear men saying they can't stand up.
Listen.
Yeah. So
End of the day, just make sure you're putting yourself in
vegan.
situations that you know you can manage. Because if you can put yourself in situations that you
Don't
know you
let
can't
up
manage, then you
choose.
can't blame anyone but yourself.
Facts. Well, anyways, guys, thank you very much for tuning into the 10th episode of the Certified Vets. I'm your boy T. To my left, I got.
lean.
You also got Duke.
John, the tech man.
Thank you very much. Subscribe, like, comment, and we'll definitely hit you back up. Thank you very much, and we out.
Adios. Hey everyone, find all of our episodes by searching Certified Vets Podcast on any of the following platforms.